Everybody.
Morning.
Thursday morning. Weather's a little bit cloudy.
It's dry-ish.
Occasional very light showers, and we're heading south along the coast towards Sellafield, but I think we'll stop at a place called Braystones and get the train back.
Not by the power of Grayskull. No, that was
Stones.
He-Man.
Yeah. But yeah, it's looking lovely. Got the railway right next to the coast here. Hillsides full of gorse and sheep. So we will press on and see what we can find. Some parts of the English coastal path, which eventually will circumnavigate the whole of the UK, but this stretch they're trying to stabilise the soil by putting steps and banisters in, knock out some of the steeper sections. But yeah, we will have a look and see where we go. All the rare breed. Helen reckons they're Herdwick sheep, and all the lambs are taking a lot of interest in Buff, but she's not allowed to look at them because we've told her that she'll burst into flame if she so much as looks at a sheep. But there's a lot of them about. Are you looking?
Yeah, but she's firmly on her lead.
Yeah,
We
because
don't take any chances with her.
well, we've had to divert off the main path, so we've decided to cut down to the beach, follow it along from that side. We're just approaching Netherton, which, given that there's not a lot here apart from these small cottages, and hopefully there's a railway station up here in about 1 kilometre's distance, but we'll go and find it. Netherton station. It's got to be the smallest station that I've ever seen. It's got basically one raised platform which probably serves one door, but yeah, it's right in the middle of nowhere. Our destination awaits in 1.33 miles.
It is.
But what was it famous for? Well, not a lot really. But during the Second World War there was a anti-aircraft training site and camp set up here, and after that the builders of Sellafield nuclear power station had the contractor's site on the same camp, and when they deserted it they left the mess room and canteen that the locals took over and called the Tow Bar Inn. Now the Tow Bar Inn was a big draw for bands such as Thin Lizzy, Black Sabbath and the Stranglers, who all played here in the late 60s. The bar stayed open until the mid 1980s and then was closed down, and sadly now it's a small mobile residential home, and then it's doing its best to cover up Sellafield power station. But we got a mile to go to get to Braystones station. I think we've probably got about 45 minutes before the train's due when we go back. Oh look, for the real geeky people, there's a trick point. There are actually people that go out and try and nab as many as the remaining trick points as possible, and they call themselves triggers. It's a name that fits and works, but these were all put up in the 1930s when the very accurate maps were being made of the United Kingdom, and to give triangulation points, usually on high bits of land, and then from 1, 2 and the 3rd locations you measure the angle, you could tell how far and how high the other trig point is. And the whole of the UK was covered in thousands and thousands of little triangles to make very accurate maps. And then just a few years later they classified them all because they thought the Germans were coming. But hey, that's a little bit of stuff for you.
That's more like, a bit like what 3 words really, isn't it?
That's a little bit more accurate, but the idea of GPS being able to tell your location to about 4 feet was unheard of, even in the 1980s, because the Americans deliberately regulated how accurate GPS could be. And when the rest of the world basically says GPS doesn't belong to you, it fell from several hundred feet down to about, I'll say about 4 feet now. Most GPS will do. Even your phone will get you down to about 4 feet. But anyway, that's enough geeky stuff in this shower. I'm going to sign off until we get to the station. Later. We're on our last half-mile section, and we've come across a load of these little beachfront houses, chalets. What made people set these up? You know, were they holiday homes at one stage, or were they for fishermen? Who's know, or just people looking for a simpler life? But there's a lot of plastic on the shore and rubbish down at this end, and Helen has said that if she lived here, she'd have to be out all day long picking it up.
That would be my job.
It's just plastic buckets, bits of rope, plastic bottles and string. There's just all sorts here, and I think it'd just be a good job that if you lived here you could spend all day long. It could be your hobby, just clearing your section along here. But other than that, it's been very, very nice walk. Done about 5 miles, maybe 5 1/4. Not got long. We've probably got about 45 minutes before the train's due. Oh, the dog's trying to cut me off in my prime again, stopping and sniffing. So we'll have a look, maybe even see if there's a cafe in this tiny town, because of course it won't have a pub, will it? Well, we've been sat at Braystones for about 30 minutes. We probably walked a little bit faster than we could do, but that train is definitely on its way. It's going to come around that head, there he is. That's what we needed. We need the train to be here and hope that it stops, because if it don't stop, we've got a long walk back. Right, we're going to have a go at cooking pizzas on the Cadac. So wish us luck. And if anybody's concerned, yes, we've got the door open. There's plenty of ventilation in here, so we're not going to succumb to carbon monoxide poisoning. We'll be back shortly. That's not a bad pizza. It's a little bit crispy on the bottom, but without being able to learn to adjust to that. Maybe we set the heat too high, but we'll go and check on mine. Nah, it's nowhere near yet. But we'll come back to it. But pizza cooked in the van?
I love pizza.
She loves pizza, and it's better than ringing Just Eat to deliver to the campsite.
100%.
We have stone baked pizza. They're just cheap ones. They were a little bit big for the stone, so they've gone a bit crispy, but they're definitely cooked. We've got stringy cheese on the top. Oh, I can't pick that piece up. But the bottoms are a little, yeah, they're definitely stone cooked.
You mean to burn?
But it's pizza at home. Not too bad actually. Pizza. Well, the jury's out on the pizza stone.
I think it needs some work, but I mean, it was tasty. But you know, you don't want to find bits like that on the bottom.
No, the instruction says get the stone as hot as possible on full gas and then turn it down. Now, I know we've only tried it with pizza 2 or 3 times, but every time it's burnt the bottom before the top. Now, is that because the pizzas are stopping the heat getting around the stone? Maybe we're not positioning it right. So, if you've used the pizza stone on a Cadac Safari Chef,
Please tell us.
please let us know where we're going wrong, because we love pizza. It's close, but just the crispy stone baked bottom, shall we say, just detracts from it. But the wine's good.
Yeah, it is. So we ate.
It's just a cheap Hardy's red wine, but when you're out here, be the last night we have out, because we'll probably pack the awning up tomorrow while it's dry, and then we'll be away on Saturday. So far it's been good.
It's been a lovely stay. We've done 7.5 miles walking today, and she's been walked off her feet, and it's just been nice to be able to be out in the British countryside.
Yeah, and you've definitely got a Her Master's voice going on there. What might be
You mean
Her Master's Pizza.